No grill, no problem. Some of you have asked me to showcase how you can do some of these recipes if you don't have a grill, and I want to be accommodating for you all. So today we are doing just that, small apartment type of cooking. Just because you don't have access to a grill or a smoker doesn't mean you can't enjoy the essence of barbecue. Will it taste just like barbecue? No, but it's okay. Today's recipe is going to be some delicious sliders that you can serve to your friends and family. We're going to make them just in a cast iron pan. We're going to make our bacon jam in another pan. All you need is a stove with one working eye, and this recipe can be yours. So let's get started. And listen, I know what it's like to cook in small spaces. I've lived in studio apartments, even where I'm at right now. This looks big, but it's really not. If I take out my phone right now and record Lewis, you're going to see that we are not working with a lot here, okay? Starting out, we are going to get our bacon jam going. And I'm not gonna lie, first time I heard bacon jam, I was like,
jam, bacon, no.
But then when I actually had some, I was like,
I know what I'm missing out on.
So I've just got a whole pack of bacon here. You can use regular cut, but I would say don't get the cheapest bacon. Get like a good quality one, because this is kind of the star of the show, so you don't want to cheap out there. With my entire thing of bacon, all I'm gonna do is just cut it into, I don't know what these are, like 1/2-inch strips. I have got a pan over here, not turned on yet. We're putting these right in cold. And we're looking at about a medium-high heat. Because at this point, all we're really doing right here is just cooking the bacon. We're gonna cook it until it's nice and done. A good sign that your bacon is done or nearing done is it starts to foam up. And we've got some good foaming action going on. And so I don't want to take these much further than this. So all I'm gonna do, scoop them up into a bowl with a paper towel so they can drain a little bit. And don't throw away this grease. We want to keep at least about 2 to 3 tablespoons of this bacon grease in here, because we're going to use that for our onions. I've taken 2 small yellow onions and I diced up one, and the other one I just sliced just for variation in it. You don't have to do this. You can dice it all, you can slice it all. It's going to go in there and caramelize and cook down, but this is just the way that I did it. Also, I was being a little bit lazy. Our bacon fat is still nice and hot, and again, I kept about 2 to 3 tablespoons, just enough to cook these onions in. Still over a medium-high heat. All we're doing right now is just cooking these until they've softened. So let's give this about 5 minutes or so, and then we will check back on it and see if it's time to add our other ingredients. Because bacon jam is really, really simple, and once you've made it the first time, you can go crazy with it afterwards. You can add bourbon, you can add beef broth, or whatever your imagination can think of. This is kind of what I'm looking for here. Again, we don't want to take it too far, because these are still going to cook for a good amount of time. So what I'm going to do right now is turn our heat down to a lower setting. So I'd say like a medium, maybe just a little below medium. And then I'm going to take 1/2 cup of some brown sugar, and I'm just going to put that in, nice and molded like the shape of my thing. And I'm going to get that worked in, again, at this low heat. And now what I want is for this to cook and caramelize at this low heat. So this could take, depending on, you know, the power of your stove, anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes. But I'll show you guys what it should look like once it's getting caramelized. All right, our onions have caramelized pretty good. It was about 20 minutes here. Just when you think we're done, we're not. So we're going to take about a 1/2 cup of water here and just pour it in. And at this point, what we're going to do is just wait for this water, all this liquid right here, to reduce. So continue cooking away. But hey, since we gotta wait for 30 more minutes, let's get a pour choice going on. And all I have is just some bullet bourbon, because it's gonna go perfect with this burger. I'm so tempted to put bourbon into the bacon jam, but I'm not gonna do it this time. As you can all see, the liquid has reduced a good amount. We waited about 30 minutes. Still has a little bit more time to go, but right now what we can do is add our bacon back in. Oh, not the towel, just the bacon. And some balsamic vinegar. And I'm gonna do about a tablespoon's worth. I'm just gonna continue to let this cook until it gets to a jam consistency. Bacon jam, almost done. And then it'll be slider time. Our bacon jam is done. If you wanted to go a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to. I am happy with this right here. And also, just a side note, if you want to be a little bit more spreadable, say you're putting it on like a cracker with some cream cheese, you can absolutely put this into a food processor or a blender and kind of give it a few pulses and break it down even more. But because this is going on a burger, I don't mind this texture. So let's do a little swapperoo here, because now we want to get our cast iron on here, and we want to get our cast iron a pretty good temperature. So I'm putting it at a medium high, closer to the high end, because the way we're doing this burger, which is a smash burger, we want to have a high heat cast iron. What I've got right here is some 90-10 beef. Now 80-20 is preferred because fat is flavor, and in the burgers you definitely want that. But some of you may be in a predicament that I was in, where you just didn't have that great of an option or that great of a selection of meats. So I just have some 90-10. We can still make it work, but 80-20 is the preferred one. And what I'm gonna do first is take some Cattleman's Grill tri-tip seasoning. You can also use McCormick's Montreal steak. I just have this on hand. And I'm gonna take a good palmful, because this is about 1.5 pounds of meat. Just a good palmful, and I really mean a good palmful. Pop that in. Then I'm gonna take some Worcestershire, and I'm gonna pop that in as well. And then I wanna give this just a good mix. I don't wanna overwork it. And if you have your favorite burger blend, go for it. What makes a slider and a burger is literally just by the ounces. A burger typically goes at 4 ounces and a slider goes at 2. So what I'm gonna do is just take our meats on my food scale. You don't have to use a food scale, I'm just trying to be uniform. Put it in, try to get it to 2 ounces for each one. That is a 2 ounce ball right there, and I'm gonna do the rest of these. All right, our sliders are done. They're measured out, they're 2 ounces each. Now it's time for the fun part, which is making everything. With the smash burger, the most important part about it is the actual smashing, applying that pressure to the burger as it first hits the pan in order to create a crust on it. Normally for a smash burger, I would just use this, a bacon press, and I would just smash down on it, but maybe you don't have a bacon press. No sweat. What we're gonna do is take our same spatula from earlier, our slotted spatula, and which is gonna be a problem because we're smashing burgers. That means that meat's gonna come up through here. It's Los Angeles, people stealing cars. Now that the car has been officially stolen, let's get back to the important thing. We've got our spatula here. The way we can fix this, a little bit of tin foil. We're going to take our spatula here, and then we're going to take a side, fold it in, take a side, fold it in, kind of even it out, and then I'm going to fold this over like so on this side, because this little rough edge right here, I don't want that interfering with our burger. But what happens on the other side is a flat surface that the meat can't go through. What I want to do is take a little bit of vegetable oil. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it in here. We're gonna take one of our burgers on there, and then we're just going to smash. And then I'm gonna hold this down for at least a good 20 seconds or so. Once I've done that, I'm gonna gently lift up. There's our smashed burger. I'm just taking some salt and pepper, and I'm just giving it a little treat. This won't take long to cook at all. This is a good time to get our slice of cheese ready. Now, it does help to have 2 spatulas for this part. One for the smashing and one for the flipping. So I'm gonna grab another spatula real fast. And you'll know it's good when you can kind of easily move it, which that's good. So now I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna flip it over. See that crust? That's exactly what we want. And because we haven't seasoned that side yet, I'm gonna hit it just with a little bit more pepper and salt. And I'm gonna take some slider buns. These are just some brioche slider buns that I've put some mayo on because I wanna get them nice and toasted. Just gonna put them over here. And then, while that is cooking, I'm going to take just some American cheese. And I'm a fan of cheese, so I'm gonna put a good amount of cheese on these. What I do wanna do is just put a lid on this real quick, because I just wanna help melt the cheese. All right, I think we're good enough. We've got our cheese nice and melted. Let's just take this lid off. That is what I like to see. I'm gonna bring this over here onto our brioche bun. We're gonna add our bacon jam on top. And then we top it off. And that bacon jam smash burger sliders Oh, wow. Oil, stop, you can't have none. Those caramelized onions, that bacon, everything cooking down slowly with the balsamic vinegar. Oh, this is so good. Those seasonings, like, man, that's a really, really good burger. I forgot I need to make this full size, but add more to it, maybe even more bacon. I don't know yet. Yes, it will be much better on a charcoal grill with that charcoal flavor in there, but this is still really good. So I'm gonna make a couple more sliders. I'm gonna drink a little bit more bourbon, and you all have a good time. Poor Choices Kitchen.